Welcome back, everybody, to the World of Juice Hoops channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Lakers Flashback Rebuild here on NBA 2K22. We are in Season 43, Episode 43 of the series. I can't believe we've gotten this far. It's pretty crazy to think about getting this far into a 2K simulation. I mean, literally 2063 is where we're at right now. 43 years into the future. Absolutely insane. But we have some business to talk about because what happened last episode? let me get a little bit of a refresher here. NBA history, past champions. That's right. We lost to the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference Finals. Manu Ginobili kicked our cheeks. That's what he did. He kicked our cheeks. We lost to them. And I don't know if we have a good enough team to get past them this year. I mean, we did draft Ralph Sampson, who in real life, back in the day, was part of the Twin Towers with Hakeem Olajuwon on the Houston Rockets. So that's good. He's 7'4". He's going to start at center. We moved Moses Malone to power forward. We brought in Reggie Miller. I remember that. I certainly remember that. Reggie Miller, who played for San Antonio. He beat us in the NBA Finals one year in Charlotte with Scottie Pippen. So we've got some history with Reggie Miller here. It's kind of like having a Yankee player go play for the Red Sox or vice versa. It's kind of like we've had our battles with Reggie Miller and on Charlotte and on San Antonio, and now he comes and joins the dark side. He comes and joins the big bad villains, the Death Star. He comes in and boards the Death Star. So Reggie Miller is joining LA. We still have Devin Booker, who is getting older at this point. He's 31 years old. I thought about possibly trading him. I don't really know yet what I want to do with Devin Booker. Maybe he just retires as a career Laker. He's probably a Hall of Famer at this point because he not only does he have pretty good scoring numbers, but he also has the championships and the awards to go along with it. He's a 7-time champion. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's probably got the Hall of Fame resume. He certainly has the Hall of Fame resume, especially when he was putting up 24 points one season. Like, he was putting up some good scoring numbers. So he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. So I don't know if I need to move him or not. I guess it's just a matter of, do we have somebody waiting in the wings that we think is better? Really, the only guards that we have, Alex English, not really a guard, but he's not going to take the place of Devin Booker. We have Deshaun Stevenson and Jamal Crawford, who, I mean, could. Jamal Crawford, certainly I could see a world where he does take over for Devin Booker. He's only his second year in the league. There's certainly a possibility, but I don't know at this point if he's certainly not ready now. I mean, Devin Booker's a 92, so he's certainly not ready now. But the starting five, I think, is good. It's good enough to make the playoffs. Is it good enough to be the 1 seed? I don't know, especially with Dallas and Denver. They're both pretty good. So I don't know if it's good enough to be the 1 seed, but it's certainly good enough to make the playoffs. And the bench is certainly good enough to keep us in games and stuff. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll find out. We will find out what we're made of in this simulation. We certainly will. We got to get back to the finals. We got to get back to the Western Conference Finals, really, so we can play the Mavericks and get some revenge. But it is time for the best part of every single episode of this series, and that is to spin that wheel. Can we finally get the 1992 draft class and pull Shaquille O'Neal? I guess we'll find out here. 3, 2, 1, spin that wheel. What is the class we're going to be fighting for today? It was almost 1992, but it's going to be 1998, the year before I was born. 1998. Okay. We obviously already had the 1999 class, but let's see who's in the 1998 draft class. This should be some pretty decent players. I can't remember off the top of my head who's in this class. I'm sure once I load it up, I will realize who's in this class. Let's go with Maximilian. He has a good enough amount of downloads here. Mike Bibby was the first player that I saw. That's interesting. Max Barea. Who the heck is Max Barea? 18-year-old. Hold on. Let me Google Max Barea. Who the heck is this dude? Max Barea. He's not an NBA player. JJ Barea. All right, so I think Max Barea is the dude that created this. But this class has Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Antoine Jamison, Dirk Nowitzki. Yeah, it's got some Hall of Famers. But we are going to have to do a different class because we can't have Max Barea in this class. I think Maximilian tried to sneak himself in there and make him a really good player. Make himself a really good player. 1998. I didn't think Max Barea was a person that I knew. Let's see. 1998 complete draft. I want to go with that one, but that only has 38 downloads. That one has 14 real players. I don't want just 14. This one's got 900. We'll go with that one. If this one isn't any better, then we'll see what we can do. Vince Carter, Bibby, Dirk Nowitzki, Antoine Jamison. I wish that Dirk didn't look like the old version of Dirk, but whatever. Bonzi Wells is down there. You saw Paul Pierce, Rashad Lewis, Tyronn Lue, Al Harrington, Larry Hughes, Jason Williams, White Chocolate Baby, Rafer Alston. Okay, I can get down with this one. This one's good. Yeah. Well, we'll go with this one. This one's fine. If I could make Dirk Nowitzki look younger, I certainly will. But other than that, I think this is fine. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with how this looks. I'm fine with the class. Do we need to add anybody in this class? Not add anybody. I mean, when we're talking about like our team, do we need to draft anybody is what I was talking about. Maybe a guard, maybe Vince Carter, maybe he's the heir to Devin Booker. I don't know, because Vince Carter, I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but he doesn't like have the greatest 3-point shooting. He's a decent 3-point shooter, but that's not his game. His game is driving to the lane and dunking and playing some mid-range. And Devin Booker's got the mid-range plus the 3-point shots. So I don't know, maybe Dirk is the option, but we already have two really good big men. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what we decide to do towards the end of the episode. But it is now time to simulate to the All-Star Draft and figure out how this team does through the first half of the season. I don't know. I think we're good enough. Like I mentioned earlier, I think we're a playoff team, but are we good enough to be a championship team? Are we good enough to beat the Mavericks? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I will see you guys at, I'm thinking February 10th. It is February 10th, the All-Star Draft, and we'll see how we are doing. We've made it to February 10th, the All-Star Draft, and as you can see in the top corner, it is not good. Second in the Western Conference, but the Warriors are the team that we are battling. I didn't even check. We're one game behind them. Who is on this Golden State roster? Why are they so much better than, well, not so much better. Why are they better than us? Oh, that's right. That's right. No wonder they're so much better. Manu left the Mavericks after winning the championship. I forgot about that because he went to team up with Zion, former Laker. Zion Williamson. I forgot that was the storyline. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. An absolute ton of sense. Okay. Now I realize what I made my mistakes in. Devin Booker leading the team at 32 years old and scoring. Reggie Miller has been off and on injured, but he has produced when he was on the court. But he is 30 now. So we are getting the back end of Reggie Miller's career, no doubt about it. But he's had 2 significant injuries so far in his first season here in LA. But he's still averaging 18 points. Ja Morant's right up there with 17.5. Tony Parker. I chose Tony Parker over Ja Morant. And I think that was the right move because Ja Morant doesn't really assist like Tony Parker does. I mean, Ja Morant can, but Tony Parker's averaging 3 straight years of plus 10 assists. So I think the right move was made with Tony Parker because we don't really need a scoring point guard like Ja Morant. We need a passing point guard to get to our other scorers like Devin Booker, Reggie Miller, Moses Malone, Zach Randolph, all those guys, Alex English, Ralph Sampson, all those guys. We need a passing guy, a distributor to get there, a facilitator. So Moses Malone averaging a double-double, so is Zach Randolph. Ralph Sampson not really doing much. I don't think he's been hurt at all this year, but he's just having a solid rookie year. I don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year or anything, but he's just there. And Alex English, I think, has the same injury as Reggie Miller. No, he dislocated his right patella, and Alex English dislocated his left patella. So small forward, beware of your patella injuries when you're playing small forward for the Lakers. Everybody else is just doing okay, I guess. Not really anything amazing. Who's leading the league in scoring? That is a big question. It is Gilbert Arenas. 25 years old, he has arrived. And he's also playing with Adrian Dantley, former Laker in his own right. So the Rockets could be a problem. They have two really good scorers, it looks like. Scottie Pippen's still up there at the top of the list, as he usually is. There's J.R. Smith. Zion's top 15. But this Houston team, where is Houston at? Houston's in the playoffs, but they're 29 and 26 with two top scores. That's pretty crazy. The All-Star draft, it's Team Bob and Team Manu. No surprises there. Manu Ginobili drafts Zion, David Robinson, Nikola Jokic. I don't know why I said his name weird. Gilbert Arenas, Joel Embiid, Earl Monroe, Joe Johnson, Dwight Howard. That's Dwight's first All-Star appearance, by the way. Campy Russell, Tony Parker, and Richard Jefferson. Bob McAdoo drafts Scottie Pippen, Kevin Garnett, D'Angelo Russell, Darius Garland, Walt Frazier, Corey Maggette, Baron Davis, Sean Marion, Devin Booker, Elton Brand, Adrian Dantley. So we get two All-Stars, both on the reserve. Excuse me, both on the reserves, and Parker and Booker. And so that's good. That's good. You can't ask for much more with a team like this. But we will have to go and change our focus now. I thought it was the Mavericks, but I forgot that Manu left and went to the Warriors to join up with Zion. So we'll have to change our focus and go to them. But I will see you guys at the awards. The season is wraps, and Bob McAdoo finally establishes himself as the MVP's best player, as the NBA's best player with an MVP award. 30 points, 13 rebounds. Bob McAdoo has arrived. Clyde Drexler wins the Rookie of the Year, averaging 22 on the Atlanta Hawks. Bol wins a Sixth Man of the Year. Another Sixth Man, I think. He won it last year, didn't he? I'm pretty sure this is back-to-back. It's almost 3 straight, but it is back-to-back. There was 1 year in 2062 where he didn't win it, but he's won 3 out of the 4 Sixth Man of the Years here in Cleveland. Or not in Cleveland. He was in L.A. for the first one, but now 2 in Cleveland. So good for Bol. He's dominating. David Robinson takes home another Defensive Player of the Year. No shock there. Zeljko Rebraca, Most Improved Player. Congratulations to you. Shyla Mercer is the Coach of the Year, and Austin Newsome is the Executive of the Year. I don't know if this is us. I don't think this is. This must be the Warriors. I don't think we won 69 games. Nice. But Shyla Mercer is the Coach of the Year. All-NBA First Team, Gilbert Arenas, Sean Moreland, Scottie Pippen, Zion, Bob McAdoo. Second Team is Jason Richardson, Darius Garland, Adrian Dantley, Kevin Garnett, David Robinson. Third Team is Frazier, Manu, Hedo Turkoglu, Lamar Odom, and Jokic. Here's All Defensive First Team. Here's All Defensive Second Team. Here's All Rookie First Team. There's Ralph Sampson. Here's All Rookie Second Team. And then we move on to the playoffs. There is no play-in game. Whoa. Did I get rid of the play-in on accident? I don't remember. That could have been one of the rule changes that I forgot to reject. Whatever. There's no play-in game, but we make the playoffs as the 2 seed going up against the Warriors. What was our final record so that I can see if that was our coach or not? We finished 67, so the Warriors do have the Coach of the Year. I figured that wasn't us. Well, let's take a look at the final stats and see who was doing good and who wasn't. Devin Booker dropped a little bit. He dropped about a point, a little under a point in his points per game since we last saw him. Tony Parker jumped up in scoring, but he also kept his assists doing well, so he did pretty well. John Moran also played well. Reggie Miller, how many games did you play in this year? Because he took 2 more injuries during that final half of the year simulation. So how many games did you actually play in? You played in 42 of the 82 games. So he played in 1 more game than half of the 82 games. But look at this. He had played in 82 or at least 80 plus for what, 5 straight years? And then he comes to LA and his body just breaks down? I don't know. Maybe Reggie Miller isn't the guy. We do have Alex English, who's not young, but he's serviceable. And then who led the league in scoring? Is it Gilbert Arenas? It was 31.5 points per game. But Bob McAdoo was right there behind him. And the reason he won MVP and Gilbert didn't is because McAdoo averaged 13.3 rebounds per game. So that's probably why. I mean, Gilbert averaged 9 and 10. So he basically he was really close to a triple-double. So if anything, Gilbert has a very good argument to be MVP. But it went to McAdoo, so congratulations to him. If Gilbert has another season like that, I'm sure he'll take home MVP, no doubt about it. But that is your scoring leader, your who wins the scoring title. That's who takes it. And we're taking on the San Antonio Spurs, the former team of Reggie Miller. They have Noel Randolph, Reggie Lewis, Keldon Johnson, Jabari Parker, and Robert Parrish. Okay, solid team, not better than what we have. So we will see what we can do here. Game 1 is a Laker victory. Game 2 is also a Laker victory. 3 for us, 4 for us, and we sweep the San Antonio Spurs. And we're taking on the Dallas Mavericks, the team that bumped us in the Western Conference Finals last year, but they don't have Manu Ginobili, and we got better. So they got worse, we got better. I think we can easily take them on and then battle the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. That's the real matchup. That's what everybody's been waiting for. There we go. We get through them 2 games, 3 games. Very simple. I figured that's how it would go, but you never really know in terms of 2K. And now we are taking on our rivals, our bitter rivals. It's not so much who the team is, it's the players, because they have Manu, Wiggins, and Zion. They're 3 best players. 2 of them are former Lakers, and Manu is just one of the best players in the league. So this is a matchup of the ages. This is like Lakers Bulls in the 90s and the 80s. This is like Lakers Celtics. This is Cavs Warriors. This is this level of matchup here, and we're getting in the Western Conference Finals. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Game 3 goes to Golden State. 4 is us. 5 is the Warriors. 6 is us. We beat Manu and get our revenge and win in 6 games. I can't believe that. I'm actually shocked that we did it. Manu was dropping 38, 13, and 9 in Game 6. But we're taking on the Chicago Bulls, who have Bob McAdoo. They also have Kevin Garnett. So it is a big-time front court for Kevin Garnett and Bob McAdoo here in Chicago. Another former Laker, Kevin Garnett, won a couple championships. He won a 3-peat with us. Then we had to let him go so that he could be thriving on his own. And this is an interesting one. Is Bob McAdoo actually going to destroy us? Because there's a good possibility. It's 1-1. Game 3 is to the Lakers. Game 4 is to the Lakers. I think we might have just gotten back to the mountaintop. I think we might have just gotten back to the good old-fashioned mountaintop, because if we simulate a little bit further here, we are going to win another NBA championship. That is insane. Is it because of Reggie Miller? I'd like to think so, but I don't know. He only played in 42 games this season. And he's guarded by Kevin Garnett, former Laker. I had to take the shot. He had 30 in the game, Reggie does. And he looks super thin. They made Reggie's model super thin. Tony Parker is injured in this game, but he decided to play because it's for the championship, for the brand, as Pat McAfee would say. There we go. There's Reggie Miller. Got to pop off another shot. That's a green bean for Reggie. Reggie Miller, 32. Is he going to take home Finals MVP? It'll be interesting to see who takes it home. A double-double for Parker. That was his 10th assist there. There's Ralph Sampson down low. He's 7'4". Don't forget about him. They have Jahlil Okafor, who also is a former Laker, I'm pretty sure. Bob McAdoo. I jumped on accident. I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's get this to Reggie again and let him shoot a buzzer beater. Guarded by Kevin Garnett. He must be playing power forward. He gets that up. 126-101, and your Los Angeles Lakers are world champions once again. Reggie Miller gets another ring added to his resume. Tony Parker is crying on the side on the bench. He's just overwhelmed with emotions. And we take home an NBA championship in front of Chicago's faithful. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. We knew that once we got past the Warriors, once we got past Manu, we knew that monkey was off our back, and we didn't really have anything left in front of us that was going to challenge us that much. And the Staples Center's going crazy. Everybody's excited. You love to see it. And there it is, the Larry O.B. Hold it up. Give it to me. I don't know who's going to be Finals MVP this year. It's going to be very interesting to see who wins it. Could it be Devin Booker? I guess it could be. It could also be Tony Parker. would be very interesting. It could be Reggie Miller, which the most likely candidate is Reggie Miller. I don't know. It's very interesting to see who's gonna win it. I'd have to say my guess is Reggie, but it could be anybody.
Your Bill Russell Finals MVP.
And it is Reggie Miller. I figured it would be. I figured that it would be Reggie Miller. He was just too dominant, especially when he had 30 in the final game, so, or 33 or 32, whatever I scored with him at the end there. I figured that's what it would be. Reggie Miller. Bob McAdoo did not go down without a fight. 44, 10, and 4 in 40 minutes of action. That's crazy. But 32, 3, and 5 for Reggie Miller. He takes home Finals MVP. Devin Booker had 20. Moses Malone had 16. Everybody else did really well. Tony Parker double-double. And we win another championship to add to the resume. We are absolutely dominant. Reggie Miller finally gets his Finals MVP too, because when they won against us in a couple years ago, a long time ago actually, nowadays, and they were the Charlotte Hornets, they beat us, but Scottie Pippen was the one that took home the Finals MVP. And now we get to the retirements. Kevin Love, we'll call it a career after 20 years in the league. Is he a Hall of Famer? He's a 5-time champion because he was on our team for a while. So, Kevin Love, 5-time champion, 9-time All-Star. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. He had a good stretch in Portland towards the end of his career. Good stretch in New York, good stretch in Memphis. Didn't really do a whole lot here in LA, but he won a couple championships while he was here, so that's good. I say Kevin Love is a Hall of Famer. Don Ohl will retire. He's a 2-time All-Star, 1-time rookie, all-rookie first team. He was a second-team All-Defense a couple times. I don't think it's a resume worthy of a Hall of Fame career. He has some good numbers. He was putting up some crazy numbers in Charlotte. I think it's just a really solid NBA career. Really good. On the higher end, but not a Hall of Fame career. Amari Stodomier, 1-time NBA champion in 2052, 3-time All-Star. Is he a Hall of Famer? He was on that Dallas team. I think the Dallas team that beat us in the Western Conference Finals. Let's see. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't think so. Only having one championship. No other really impactful awards. His numbers are good, but not Hall of Fame worthy, I don't think. Hal Greer also calls it a career after 17 years in the league. He's a 9-time All-Star. He's a 3-time All-NBA third team, 5-time second team All-Defense. Probably not a Hall of Famer. Maybe he squeaks in because he's got some consistent years of 25 plus, 24 plus scoring per game. So I mean, he could be. I could certainly see it. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if him or Don Ohl make it, really. I just don't think that there's going to be more than just one Hall of Famer. And it is Hal Greer. Okay, so I figured that Kevin Love would make it because he's got that many championships and he had some good scoring numbers too. So I figured he was pretty much a lock. But Hal Greer, I mean, he averaged 21 for his career. So, I mean, that's really, really solid. I'm not like upset. I'm happy that he got in. I just didn't think he would. Jersey retirements. Hal Greer gets his number 4 retired in New York. Then we go to the league meetings, make sure everything is rejected, and then we go to the draft lottery. We have a pick or two in the draft lottery, thanks to the Kings and the Raptors. We get the 4th pick, the 14th pick, 18th, the 20th, the 21st, the 23rd, and the 27th. So we have a lot of picks, obviously, like we always do. But here is the big question. Do we go for a guy like Dirk Nowitzki or Vince Carter? What do we need? Mike Bibby's also here. I did change Dirk to make him look younger. I figured that would be pretty cool. Just to add to the realism and the immersion to make him look younger. Al Harrington's also a good shout down the board a little bit. I don't know. If we take a look at what our roster is, point guard is pretty much locked down with Tony Parker and John Morant. Shooting guard, like I said, we could make a move, but we do have 2 pretty young shooting guards already with Byron Scott and Jamal Crawford, so it's not like we absolutely need to sign or draft Vince Carter. Small forward, I mean, Reggie Miller just won Finals MVP, but he had a rough season where he only played a game over half of the year, so he played 42 games. But then he didn't get hurt in the playoffs, and he came to play. So, I mean, he probably deserves another year here in LA. Maybe this season was just a fluke, and he's not going to get injured every year. I don't know. Andre Karolinko's also getting a little bit older. Deshaun Stevenson's still here. Alex English getting a little bit better, it seems. And then Moses Malone's only 23, so he's still super young. Zach Randolph's a good backup. And then Ralph Sampson, we obviously just drafted last year. So, if anything, we could use nothing, really just role plays. I think we just run it back with the team that we have. We trade the picks that we do have, and we move on. We get picks for next year, and we do all that. So let's trade a couple of these first-round picks from the Rockets and the Mavs. See if we can get some first-round picks for next year, which we should be able to do. It looks like it's going to be pretty difficult. Everybody wants to give me a second-round pick as well. But, I'll do it, I guess, just so we can get moving forward. So we'll take the Kings first-round pick and second-round pick, I guess. They can have 2 first-rounders. That's not a big deal. And then we'll give up 20 and 21. This one is where we should be able to get 2 first-round picks, because these ones are valued a little bit better. They're giving us a 66 first-round pick and a first-round pick, pick 27. I don't really want to pick 27 because we just got pick 27. Or we just traded away pick 27, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we just traded away pick 27. That is a 65 first and a 68 first from the Rockets. I will take that. Thank you, Houston. We have a problem. Number 18 now we'll trade away. This is the Trailblazers pick. Can I get 2 for it? I don't think I can. It looks like I can just get 1 first-round pick, or a first-round pick and a second-round pick. So I'll take the Thunder's first-round pick in 2068, I think that was. And then we have the 14th pick in the draft as well, and we'll trade this one. The 4th pick we shouldn't have to worry, I don't think, because we should be able to get 2 first-round picks for that. I don't want to get top protected picks, because protected picks are just kind of annoying to deal with. So we'll go to Oklahoma City, take 67, 68 from them. And then we'll trade the 4th overall pick, and we'll just run it back next year with the same team. Maybe with a couple additions in free agency. I don't know. Let's see. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard could be cool to have off the bench, but we don't really need Dwight Howard. So, I mean, it would be cool to have, but I don't think we need Dwight Howard. I think I'm going to have to make my own trade for the 4th pick. Proposed trade, add pick, the 4th overall pick. Let's go talk to a team that could have a downturn this year. So, let's see. The Pelicans have a lot of first-round picks. Let's talk to the Nets. I'm sure the Nets aren't going to be great for a couple seasons, so let's talk to the Nets. The Nets used to be one of our big rivals. If we get 3 first-round picks for this, they're not interested in the trade. Don't worry, I got second-round picks that I would give you. I'm glad to give you. It'll make you very interested in the trade. Don't you worry. You're still not interested in the trade? You're still not interested in the trade? There you go. You just had to take a first-round pick from the Lakers. So now we have no first-round picks. So we'll jump into the NBA draft, see who goes number 1, see everything like that. Vince Carter goes to Denver at number 1 overall. Memphis takes Dirk at number 2. Very weird to see him in that jersey. Mike Bibby goes 3 to the Clippers. Antoine Jamison goes 4 to the Nets. Coutinho Mobley goes 5 to the Magic. Paul Pierce to the Hawks. The Celtics were just 1 pick away from Paul Pierce, but they take Rashard Lewis instead. The Miami Heat take Ruben Patterson. And the Wizards take Rafe LaFrentz, however you say his name, from Kansas. And with the 10th pick, Bonzi Wells goes to the Nets. So the Nets got a couple good players. Vince Carter ends up being a 79. Dirk is a 78. Bibby's a 77. Jamison 79. Very interesting. Paul Pierce 77. Al Harrington got taken. He's a 75. Michael Olowokandi is a 75 as well. Tyronn Lue's a 72. White Chocolate's a 74. Okay, we'll see how this draft class does. It's a couple good players in there. Some Hall of Famers. We will accept the 2-year team options of Williamson and Stevenson. Or Williams. And then we'll offer the extension to Moses Malone. We'll probably just have to bring him back on a restricted deal. That's probably how it'll happen. We have the bird rights on Moses, and we're restricted on him, so we'll bring him back, no doubt about it. Other than that, let's just go in and talk to some backups. Let's go talk to some backups. So point guard wise, let's see what we got here. So point guards, Sean Livingston's unrestricted. That could be pretty cool. We don't really need anybody crazy because we already have 2 really good point guards. So is there anybody that just wants to get a championship? Mike Dunleavy, maybe? Steve Francis? Does Steve Francis at 33 years old want to get a contract or want to get a ring? Because we could certainly try and help him. Small forward, Bobby Simmons. Gerald Wallace is unrestricted at 24 years old. Very interesting there. I might have to offer Gerald Wallace. And then we go for a power forward. Is there a power forward here that's great? There's not really any good power forward. The power forward class in free agency is pretty weak. Interesting. I didn't think it'd be this weak. Antonio McDyess, he was putting up some crazy numbers back in the day. Yeah, New York, he was putting up some amazing numbers. But at 38 years old, does he have a championship? He has 1 championship and 1 MVP. Let's try and bring him in and see if we can get him 1 more championship, 1 final ride. So we'll see if, there it is, from the Pelicans, they're trying to offer him a contract. We'll match that deal, and we will renounce the rights on Andrei Kirilenko and Anderson Varejao, and we'll bring in all these guys. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Signed them all. And now we look at the new look Lakers, which isn't really new look, but we just brought in a couple guys that are ring chasing, basically. Steve Francis and Antonio McDyess, who are just trying to get another ring, which is understandable. That's what I'd be trying to do too. But we got a nice depth at small forward. I really like that. Shooting guard's good. Point guard's good. Power forward's solid. Center's good with Sampson and Pau Gasol. So I think we're fine. We don't need to sign anybody else. And we can head straight to player progression. Bada bing, bada boom. Player progression. Here it is. Tony Parker's a 94. Booker stays at 93. Miller's down to a 92, starting to regress. Moses is a 91. Ja's an 88. Zach Randolph's an 86. Sampson's up 2 to an 82. Scott's a 79. Stevenson's 76. A little bit of regression, but understandable regression from McDyess and Francis, so that's not a big deal. All right, interesting. We'll see how the team plays next season. Can we go back to back and win another championship? Has there been a year where we have won a championship and then not won it the next year? I think that's happened before. Have we been one and done with the championship? I think that's happened. I can't remember exactly. But this is what the starting rotation will look like for the next season. It'll be the exact same as what it was coming into this episode, but the bench will look a little bit different. Not anything crazy. Just bringing in Antonio McDyess, Gerald Wallace, and Steve Francis. That's literally the only 3 moves that we made. Everybody else is basically the same thing. So it's not a big deal. This team won us a title last year. I don't see why they couldn't do it again, but we'll have to wait and see. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that link down below in the description. There are 2 links down below in the description if you want to go check out either one of my other 2 channels. I have 3. If you want to go check out either one of the other 2 channels, the main channel or the third channel. The main channel is Madden related and basically a little bit something for everybody. And the third channel is all about baseball, all about MLB The Show. So if any of that interests you, any of those genres interest you, then make sure to go check them out and watch a couple videos on there. Subscribe to them as well. So, but if you want to just keep watching NBA 2K content, feel free. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.